Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another fantastic presentation in the Frameless Forum in day one of the Jena FullDome Festival, live in the Cyberdome. Today is Thursday, May 14th, 2020. And I'm extremely excited to reunite myself and everybody else in the virtual audience with Laura Saenger. Some regulars to the FullDome Festival remember her. She was in the team that created this magnificent award-winning FullDome film Menino. It won a Janus Award in the merry year of 2014. And basically, Laura had a regular career. She went through the FullDome Festival, got an award, and a couple of years later, which is now, she's head of VR and 360 production at TVN production studio in Hanover. So, Laura, I welcome you. Herzlich willkommen. You can say some Spanish welcome to your audiences in the world.
Bueno, buenas tardes, querido público. Muchas gracias por tenerme. Thank you very much for having me, Mickey. It's always so nice to see you and hear you again.
Yes, I agree. So we meet. Finally, we got another excuse to meet. Last year, you were in the jury of the FullDome Festival, physically in the flesh in Jena. Actually, I remember we had a nice Skype talk. You were on your way home to Hanover, and we introduced you on a very funny train, on a local train, and you were announcing the winners. Okay, fond memories of last year.
Yeah.
But now, what's your job now as head of 360 and VR at and at this company TVN in Hanover?
Yeah, well, as you said, I'm working on the TVN Group, which is one of the main film production companies in Germany. They are well known for their live broadcasting work they're doing for football, stuff like that. But like since 4 years, we have a special department for 360-degree and virtual reality projects, and that's where I'm working. So we offer the full service of concepting, of producing, filming, post-production as well. And so, yeah, I'm glad that we have manifold projects going on right now in this department. So my role is to organize everything, to make the contact with the clients, to conceptionate, and to look over all the projects so that they will work well. So,
okay, so that's exciting now. Some people love football or soccer, as it's called in other places. I'm a great soccer fan, I have to admit. How do you capture, I mean, what's the challenge of bringing 360-degree media to this very, very popular sport?
Yeah, that's a good question. First of all, the thing is the big data we have to transmit. So you have to develop a very special workflow to get all this data in 4K and live streaming with not so much delay. So then you need a platform where to stream it on. So we mainly work together in the music area. For example, now we made the live production for the concert of James Blunt. Maybe you saw it in the Elbphilharmonie.
Yes.
Totally leer. So there were no publicum because of all this virus going on right now. But they have a great thing for virtual reality because events or places where you now can't go are in this way opening their doors to make it possible so people can see their live act as they plan to. So it's a very nice example where virtual reality or 360-degree video can work.
Yeah, well, I think one of the aspects of the current corona situation is that because there's new challenges, and there is kind of an acceleration of a technological evolution that I think you and I and many people in the FullDome community have promoted already for many years. But all of a sudden, it moves out of a shadow place, out of a niche, into the mainstream, into the big lights. Is that something that you can also observe in your place?
Yeah, that is totally true. I have the same opinion. And what, for example, is very nice to see now that, for example, for the educational institutions now, there is a new big chance to open their doors for exhibitions they planned for years already, and they now have to close their doors. But in that way, with virtual reality, they can get this experience to their visitors to visit the exhibitionists, for example, virtually. So I think now is a very important moment for these immersive media experiences.
I'm quoting a nice line that I like to quote many times over. It comes from the Wiener Zukunftsinstitut, and they just published an article that had the title "My home is my castle, and the display is my world." So I think that nails it down. Some doors are closed and some doors are closing, but other doors are opening wide. And right now, as we sit and meet and talk, there are many people all over the world who are able to witness our little conversation, our Frameless forum conversation. And so amidst all the crisis and the uncertainty and the calamity, there's also like a silver lining on the horizon about a world that is making good and smart and intelligent use of those new tools.
Yeah, that's totally true.
And are you more?
I have this experience right now as well, because we're in the middle of a post-production for a very big project for a northern island, which is Sylt. And I have my cutter in the company working on his computer, and I'm here in my home office looking through the monitor what he's doing with working with monitor sharing, screen sharing, and via Skype and all these other programs, and it works. I didn't thought that before, but it works totally, and that shows that there's always a way to.
There is a way. I think it requires some courage and some willingness to adapt to these changes, and it requires some people like you and many other people here in the FullDome community to get into the mode of frameless thinking, or sort of get out of the box, get out of the frame of thinking, okay, so sad that we can't have this as we used to have in the good old days, as we all remember the world last year. All of a sudden, it either has to take new forms or it's over. And so I always love to be around people who can still smile and have a happy face, trying to maneuver this. And I think there's a nice technical term. It's called distant proximity, which describes our situation right now. I mean, you are distant and we are proximus, and our audience is also in a state of distant proximity in a frameless forum, welcoming to think, reflect on the many aspects. I mean, we just had Corinna Gutsche talk about the necessity of green film production as a very important thing, and the technology and the spirit behind and within the technology, I think, is really, in a way, moving us forward.
Yeah, totally. Yes, that's true, and I mean that was always the great potential of immersive media anyway, to give this this feeling of actually being in that other space or place, and to encourage people to be, or let them touch emotionally, and to in that way involve them much more deeper than main media can do, I think. So what we're experiencing now is something that immersive media always wanted to gain, isn't it? So
it's definitely, I mean, the Jena FullDome Festival has been going for 14 years, and it's been slowly rising, and the rise has been accelerating the last 3 years, and now it's in a way imploding and exploding at the same time. Now, as much as we yearn to get back to the cozy high-tech dome of Jena, which we will get back. We have part 2 of the festival scheduled for the fall this year. Yeah. There's some beauty in communicating in distant proximity as we do now. And yes, that is the nature of immersive media, of being surrounded virtually in your own mind, in your own dome, in your own home, with people that you are friends with work that you are involved in. So not much changes, but everything is different. I have to admit, I still have to come back to a question about the soccer game. Now, since immersive media is surround media, all of a sudden you have, you may not have eyes behind you, but the visual realm that you are surrounded with is always 360 degree, which is different to flat media in history. So when I imagine soccer players, I mean, some of the funny things on the soccer game is that some player doesn't see that the other guy is waving and says, hey, I'm in a great position, kick the ball over to me and I'll score that goal. So with immersive media, I don't know if soccer players or football players will soon be equipped with 360-degree vision.
On the head.
On the head, yes. Maybe blind, but also seeing.
Streaming with the head cameras.
Well, if it's not happening in the Major League or in the Bundesliga, it may happen in a great FullDome show that someone, maybe you or some other people, will produce and present in the next FullDome Festival in Jena, which is in May 2021. Okay, but there's lots of other things to do. You mentioned you're doing a film with Northern Ireland, and your cutter is on the other end, so he's taking a tea break now. When we chat.
No, I think he's working right now.
Okay, fine. But what else? I mean, I think you said you were going to show us a little video that introduces some of the work your company does. What else is on the front burner or back burner of TVN right now?
I think one of the most interesting projects is this exhibition we're doing for the entertainment center in Sylt, which includes very different interactive...
hang on, Sylt, for those who are not familiar with Germany, is a tiny little, very, very nice island off the coast. It's in the North Sea.
I think it's the most northern island or part of Germany.
Yes.
I think. Yes. And they have an education on entertainment center for the whole family. And they thought, well, we want to do something interactive, which includes immersive media and virtual reality and so on. So talking about sports and football, we are producing there an interactive paraglider with a real model of a paraglider where you can sit in and then paraglide on top of the Northern Island. So it is interactive because you can pull on your right hand or pull your left hand, and then you turn the direction. So you really get this impression of flying through the air. So for people that won't do it ever in real life, there's a chance to experience something in a very safe way. So this is one of the applications we're doing there. Or you can fly with a hot air balloon as well, or you can, we have an augmented reality application there where you can combine real world with virtual objects. For example, you can see a seal or a whale in his in his real sizes. So you can have the possibility to get closer to the model, see details, and so on. And yeah, so the main idea of all this concept, of all this exhibition, is to find new perspectives, to see an island which we all know, but this exhibition wants to get another view on this topic. So it makes more the focus on the climate change for the flora and fauna. And because the idea is you only want to protect what you love.
Yes.
And you only love what you know or what you have a personal connection to. So this exhibition wants to get you a very emotional way to see this thing. So the main part is a dome. They are building a dome. It will be finished in 2021, I guess. And we're producing a film which will have like 45 minutes, I think. And it will be about this topic, about the climate change, which you can see on this small island, which is getting smaller and smaller every year. It will get you to know new animals which you never saw in this perspective and things like that. So yeah, this is a project which takes a lot of time, but it is one of the reasons why I love this media so much, because you work with things you know and you see, but after watching this movie, I think you will get another connection to a lot of this of these animals and the climate change topic and all that. I mean, I think immersive media gets you the possibility to feel a new responsibility. That sounds a bit cheesy.
No,
you know
it's so that I really can say thank you for mentioning this. In a way, it's very much in tune with other presentations that we had and we will have. The challenge and the chance, also the opportunity of not being able to run around like crazy as we did in the years past during the Corona situation, really allows us to slow down and reflect and reconsider what we've been doing, how we've been doing things, and coming up with solutions that are more earth-friendly and animal-friendly and human-friendly. So that's a big shift, and I don't believe anything will come back to so-called normal. The new normal will be very, very strange, bizarre, and hopefully we will survive to see that shift and enjoy it. So there is with all the enthusiasm, there's this uncertainty, but this is why we love to exchange topics in a frameless fashion with unrestricted mind and immersive media. I think the immersive media, by definition, lend themselves better to discuss and to experience emotionally and intellectually the situation that we're in, because we have to look into more than one direction if we want to get anywhere at all. So thank you for bringing this up. Good. And last not least, you are invited to present your FullDome film, the 45-minute Sylt film, the ultimate Sylt 360 film, and maybe present also the dome that's being planned and installed there in the 15th Jena FullDome Festival sometime in May 2021. So take my word, it's an official invitation now.
Thank you very much.
Good. So to finish off, next we'll see the little video that you've sent us in time, and get back to your work or whatever you do in your home office. Talk to you soon and say goodbye to everybody in Spanish, in your Argentinian country language.
Okay, thank you very much for having me, Mickey, and buenas tardes y muchas gracias por escuchar y que les vaya todo bien. Adiós.
Adiós.
Bye.